Hello there. We're glad to have you join us on NAPTIP On The Move. I'm Angela Agbegi. On today's episode, our focus is legal and prosecution. The efforts of NAPTIP in ensuring that perpetrators are effectively prosecuted and convicted. Don't go away. Stay with NAPTIP On The Move.
When justice is served and perpetrators are brought to book, it serves as a deterrent. The Legal and Prosecution Department of NAPTIP ensures that victims get justice.
Our role is as envisaged by the provision of Section 12 of the Trafficking Act. Our major role is to prosecute cases and also to issue legal advice, and also to defend the agency in the event of being sued by anybody. We are also engaged in the preparation and drafting of legal instruments or legal documents, MOUs, and what have you. So these are some of the roles of the legal department. We also represent the agency in meetings and other engagements.
Section 12, subsection 2 also provides that legal department should coordinate other proceedings involving recovery of confiscated or forfeited goods, assets and properties under the Act. He also provides that in extradition and mutual legal assistance in criminal cases, that the department should also be involved in such proceedings.
The department has intensified efforts ensuring that all perpetrators are severely punished.
Last year, we secured 80 convictions under the watch and leadership of our DG, Professor Fatima Waziri Azi. It was the highest number of convictions that we secured since the establishment of the agency in 2003. We have broken the previous record, which we achieved in 2006, whereby we secured less than 60 convictions. So now, last year, we were able to beat that record and also added more convictions. Our total conviction was 80 as for last year. Now, from the beginning of this year, 2023 to date, we have in our kitty 30 convictions. The last came yesterday, which is a quality and good conviction, where we secured a conviction in the case of rape. The convict was sentenced to 21 years imprisonment.
The agency also implements the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Act.
The agency have the mandate to administer the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Act 2015. The law empowers the agency to prosecute all cases of sexual and gender-based violence in a public and private life. So the agency makes use of this law in administering affairs of the community. In FCT and other states have their own VAP laws. We have handled several sexual gender-based violence cases, rape, assault, ejection of spouse, battery, infliction of injury on persons. Many a time, the cases we do handle in VAP arises from rape and spousal battery. There's a case of where a man raped two sisters. The defendant, now convict, admitted of having done the illicit acts. The prosecution, in review of its evidence, equally presented the facts before the judge, whereby the victim, in this case, testified to the acts of the defendant. The medical report was also exhibited in court, and the judge ruled in favor of the prosecution for having proved his case beyond reasonable doubt, and the defendant was sentenced to life imprisonment.
Prosecution of cases in NAPTIP is a daily affair.
Recently, we also had a conviction from Court 20 of the FCT High Court, where a 13-year-old girl was raped by her guardian, and the convicted was sentenced to 25 years imprisonment. The agency have prosecuted several cases of trafficking in persons. For instance, I remember there's a case based on Section 18 of Trafficking in Persons Act, which prohibits organization of foreign travel, which prohibits prostitution and other sexual offenses. The victims were taken from Abuja to Lagos, and the suspect housed them in a hotel and promised them that they are going to get good jobs in Libya. There in Lagos, they were to proceed from Lagos to Sokoto State, Ile-Ila border, where before their arrest, the victim had told them that eventually they are going to prostitute in Libya in order to pay her back the expenses he incurred in taking them from Abuja to Libya. And the law prohibits such organizations, such travels. And the victims were rescued and the suspect prosecuted. And the suspect was given 10 years imprisonment for the 3 counts charged against her, which amounts to 30 years, and the sentence we are meant to run concurrently.
The agency's strengthened collaboration with the judiciary is yielding results.
First of all, I would like to thank the FCT CJ for assigning judges to deal with BAP cases. 6 judges were assigned by the Honorable Chief Judge to deal with BAP cases. So we are grateful for that. And apart from that, all other judges that are dealing with TIP cases, they are also doing well. Well, Kano is still leading in terms of securing the highest number of conviction. And apart from Kano, all other zones, they are also trying. As I said, we have cases pending in various courts. Now we also take our cases to industrial court, National Industrial Court, and they also pass or give us judgment. National Industrial Court, State High Courts, FCT High Courts, and Federal High Courts.
To incorporate current trends in human trafficking and stipulate stiffer penalties, NAPTIP has embarked on the review of its enabling act.
The TPR Act is under review. The House of Reps have already passed it. Now we are waiting for the concurrence of the Senate. So as for the Regulation 2019, it is also under review. We are studying it with a view to enhancing it, to ensure that we capture a lot of items or a lot of things so that it can be incorporated in the reviewed document. So that is how far we have gone. As for the BAB Act, we are also studying it with a view to see if we can propose amendment so that it can also tally with the reality in Nigeria.
Speaking on the renewed vigor and motivation, Director, Legal and Prosecution, Hassan Hanis Tahir, also reveals a few challenges.
Our amiable DG, Professor Fatima Waziri Azi, since she assumed office, she has been motivating the staff. Hardly a month passes by without having 1 or 2 training for staff. As I'm talking to you now, training and workshop is going on that involve our prosecutors and our investigators. And apart from that, the rope allowance been given to the prosecutors. Yes, it is also a motivating factor. And she really is in charge. She supervises everybody, everywhere. If you know someone is supervising you effectively, you will not try to play with your job. And as far as the prosecution is concerned, we have challenges in prosecuting some of our cases when it comes to giving evidence. Some witnesses are not willing to come forward and testify. They will not come. In fact, some of them will even run and leave the town if you force them to come and testify. And at times, the parties themselves, particularly when it involves Violence Against Persons Act that involve a husband and wife, don't be surprised when you go to court to prosecute the husband. You will see the husband and the wife coming, holding each other's hand. They will even wear the same dress. So in that situation, what will you do as a prosecutor? And apart from that, it is a challenge taking the evidence of a minor. You know, it's not like taking or leading an adult. Taking the evidence or leading a minor in a case to give evidence is a challenge.
Despite the few challenges, NAPTIP remains undaunted.
Legal and Prosecution Department of the agency is quite committed in delivering the mandates of the agency by making sure that traffickers, sexual and gender-based offenders are being effectively prosecuted and put behind the bars. And we give kudos to our Director General, who has been very helpful in motivating the department in achieving this goal.
When you see something, you say something. I will urge the public that they should not shy away from reporting any case that deals with trafficking or any case that deals with violence against persons. We are ready and willing. We will help them. We have provided our hotline whereby they can easily reach us and complain. They don't need to even come to NAPTIP. From wherever they are, they can make calls, and as soon as they call, we have a rapid response in place waiting for that call. We have been receiving calls from various places, even from some radio station, particularly Human Rights Radio, and we have been acting promptly whenever they report any case to us. As for the judges, I seize the opportunity to thank them, particularly the FCT judges, Federal High Court judges. We have been enjoying our collaboration and they have been assisting us in the prosecution of our cases. I say a very big thank you to them.
The Legal and Prosecution Department is ever ready to swing into action. What are you waiting for? Report that case today and be rest assured that the perpetrator will not go unpunished. Every day, NAPTIP receives reports on all forms of violence against persons, diverse cases of domestic violence, rape, incest, physical abuse, especially child abuse. NAPTIP is leaving no stone unturned to ensure that victims are compensated and offenders severely punished. But NAPTIP needs a lot of support. The VAP Act will be most effective if all states adopt the Act as law. Then, victims shun the culture of silence and report to NAPTIP. Call NAPTIP today on 0703 0000203 or the toll-free short code 627. NAPTIP, ensuring a human trafficking and violence-free nation.
Indeed, if you see something, say something. Our event segment will be on shortly. Keep watching. The Federal Ministry of Foreign Affairs recently hosted a bilateral political consultation with officials from the Kingdom of Netherlands, led by Erica Schouten, the Deputy Political Director from the Netherlands Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The meeting was flagged off by the Honorable Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Zubairu Dada, who welcomed the delegation and spoke on the essence of the meeting, including consular affairs and migration. Having welcomed the delegation, the discussion session chaired by Ambassador Aminu Abdul Qadir, Director Regions at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, started with presentations on consular affairs by the Nigerian Ambassador to the Netherlands, Dr. Eniola Ajayi. This was followed by a presentation on the collaboration between NAPTIP and the Kingdom of Netherlands in the fight against human trafficking by the Director General of NAPTIP, Professor Fatima Waziri Azi. Other presentations on drug trafficking, border management, labor migrants were made by officials from other ministries, departments and agencies, including the Federal Ministry of Justice, the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, the Nigeria Immigration Service, among others. The bilateral political consultations between Nigeria and the Kingdom of Netherlands is aimed at enhancing and strengthening collaboration. A team from the Abiodun Esiet Initiative for Girls recently paid a courtesy visit to the management of NAPTIP. The team was led by the founder and board member Abiodun Esiet.
I want to thank NAPTIP for their support and their tenacity, their resilience, their hardworking team members. We've worked over the years with your protection officers. I must say they are superb. Anytime we're having any case, we'll transfer our cases to them. It's just a call. And they are already ready to implement, ready to support us, ready to investigate and also follow up cases with us. And I want to thank you and your leadership for that, because we've not seen this in NAPTIP for a year. Since a year ago, we've transferred over 21 cases to NAPTIP, the cuts across rape, domestic violence, harassment and all that. Some are being prosecuted, some have completed prosecution, some are in the process, and yesterday we transferred another one. So Abiodun Esiet Initiative for Girls is a grassroots organization committed to promoting inclusivity and also gender-based awareness, gender awareness, sexuality education across the grassroots level. One thing we are proud of is the fact that we are connected to the grassroots.
She also shared their experience at the communities and some of their research work. Welcoming the team, the Director General of NAPTIP, Professor Fatima Waziri Azi, thanked the delegation for their long-standing relationship with NAPTIP.
Every referral or any case reported to the agency is taken with all sense of seriousness. And of course, I know that in the past you've done you've collaborated with the agency in terms of awareness creation. So I think your organization is actually doing what it was set up to do in the first place. And I want to say thank you for always collaborating with our protection officer. Because when we talk about issues of sexual and gender-based violence, even though yes, at the national level or at the federal level, as a government institution, we have our mandate to protect all persons from all forms of violence against persons. But in terms of the grassroots level, we rely a lot on NGOs, on CSOs, community organizations like yourself, because where we can't reach, CSOs can reach there.
She also enlightened the team on some of the agency's efforts in the implementation of the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Act in the FCT. Abiodun Esiet Initiative for Girls is a non-profit organization that focuses on promoting girl child education and women empowerment. A federal high court in Sokoto State, presided over by Honorable Justice A.G. Mahmood, has sentenced a 33-year-old man, Oluwadamilekun Bello, to 2.5 years imprisonment, 50,000 naira compensation to the victim, and 1 week of community service at the NAPTIP Zonal Command in Sokoto for attempting to procure the illegal entry of a 17-year-old female to Libya through Niger Republic. In a related development, a federal high court in Borno State, presided over by Honorable Justice A.M. Ali, has sentenced a 40-year-old man, Isa Musa, to 7 years imprisonment without an option of fine for the procurement and sexual exploitation of an 8-year-old boy. The convict is also to pay 1 million naira as compensation to the victim. So far, NAPTIP has secured 30 convictions in 2023. It's that time when we bring you an account of a victim on NAPTIP On The Move.
My story is that my stepmom pursued me out of the house. She always used the advantage because I was small. Anytime my daddy is around, and she either insults me, quarrel me, sometimes flog me up for what I didn't do. And she already drove me once out of the house when I grew up. I ran from Lafayette. I came to Karu. I stayed in Zion Gate Orphanage home. My daddy was already pleading because I refused to come back home. When I came back, I thought she would change. My daddy warned her not to touch me, neither should make me run away from the house again. But I don't know why she still persisted. That day, I don't know what I did. I woke up that morning, I bathed and finished. She was right having an exam. She went and came back. I saw her daughter. She left her daughter with me. When she came back, I don't know really what I did to her. My clothes, she packed it, even the tablets my daddy bought for me. She arranged it in the carton and I put it in the bag. Then I fling my bag for me that I should get out of the house. I was refusing. I was rounding the compound with her. She started insulting me, winch, evil. You are very evil, that you have come to my life to come and destroy my family for me, that I should get out of her house, that because of her, my father too, anything my father is doing, he always used to put it in my name, that her own daughter, my father doesn't care about her daughter, but since I've come into his life, he doesn't even care about them, that I should get out. And I don't know, she now pushed me out of the house with my bag. Then I don't know what to do again. She said she doesn't want to catch me around this area. So I was going. Now I don't know, I reached Shabu. Then I don't know, I said I am rest. I don't know what else happened. Then because I left my empty stomach, then a man took me and brought me to hospital. Then from that hospital they gave me some drugs, then an injection. He now brought me to NAPTIP. It was already late. They wanted to call my dad, but I did not know the number and I was not with it. In a book I wrote it. 2 days I was checking my bag. I now found a jotter. I now checked the jotter. When I checked it, I now found my daddy's name and some people's number. Nancy, thank you. God will bless you.
For more inquiries and support, or to report cases of suspected human trafficking, violence against persons and child abuse, please call NAPTIP hotline 0703 0000203 or the short code 627, or email us info@naptip.gov.ng. Visit our website www.naptip.gov.ng. Follow us on our social media platforms at NAPTIP Nigeria or watch our videos on YouTube.
Thank you for watching. Do join us again same time next week. My name is Angela Adwiki. Goodbye.